Okay, ladies and gents, welcome. We're here on the Wrestling Connection podcast YouTube channel, the official YouTube channel, Wrestle Connection. Thank you very much for joining us, or me. I am one of your co-hosts of the podcast. My name is Chris, and I don't know why I made a face when I said that there, as if that was some sort of joke. My name is actually Chris, and of course, usually I'm on CM42 TV, but this is the first of many wrestling-themed videos that are no longer going to be on my other channel and are now going to live right here on the Wrestling Connection podcast YouTube channel. And I'm here for my 2020 Hell in a Cell pay-per-view predictions. A bit of a weird one. We're only a couple of days away from the pay-per-view and we only have 4 matches announced from recording date. But what normally happens in this sort of situation is the same sort of thing they do when they announce the kickoff matches, is they'll just put a thing up on Twitter. It's funny how the business has changed. Now usually you'd have like the whole card just read out to you by the commentators, or they would be put together because of epic rivalries, rematches, challenges would be made, promos would be cut. But nowadays we can just rely on social media. There'll be a wee Instagram post and it'll say breaking, you know, so-and-so to face so-and-so at Hell in a Cell, and that's fine. I mean, it's still going to get, it's still getting the information across to us. It's just done in a different way, a more modern way. But it's still just, you know, straight. Unless they just go with a 4 pay-per-view card and all 4 matches are really long and like really good and like they've got time to. I highly doubt that. I reckon you'll probably get about 6 or 7 matches with another 3 or 4 getting added later, you know, on social media. So anyway, so the ones we've got announced already, we have for the Universal Championship, it's going to be Roman Reigns. I sometimes get the champions mixed up these days. Is because I don't know if it's because they look similar with a different coloured strap. Although I quite like the design and I like the different colours. I like the blue, you know, strap with the big W and that sort of thing. I like it, but I know, you know, it might be cooler like it was back in the day to have the separate WWE and then the World Heavyweight. You know, it kind of really makes a difference between the two of them. But whatever. So the Universal Championship is Roman Reigns defending against Jey Uso. I absolutely adored their first match at Clash of Champions. If you check back a couple of days ago, I posted my Clash of Champions match star ratings here on the channel. So I think it's going to be here on this channel. We're going to be posting match star ratings of the pay-per-views, and I'll give my thoughts in a separate video going forward. Not every single pay-per-view for the majority anyway. So yes, I loved their match at Clash of Champions. I loved the story to it. I loved Roman Reigns as a heel. He is the absolute greatest. I thought Jey Uso was really good in that match in terms of the selling and the storytelling and the fighting back and the offense and all this stuff. A great story, the family story. Roman Reigns coming out with, I know it sounds weird, but coming out shirtless was just, not obviously everyone was making a big deal about it, but it was just nice to see something different and nice to see him totally evolving into even more of a main eventer than he was before, you know, which is so lovely to see. He's just so great, and now he's got Heyman there with him and he's doing the whole trash talk thing in the ring. He's just the best and most natural heel. I don't know why he's taken so long to get there, but Roman Reigns will of course retain the championship. I'm a little bit iffy with the fact they're doing the rematch because I like the fact it was so special and it was a one-time thing. We'll always remember Clash of Champions for that, you know. Now we're going to need to remember the two of them and one might get lost in the shuffle, but whatever, it's still going to be a good match. They're family, so they have unbelievable chemistry, but Roman Reigns, without a shadow of a doubt, is leaving Hell in a Cell with the big blue strap. WWE title, Drew McIntyre defends against Randy Orton, and for the last 3 pay-per-views I've been like, this is the one where Drew's going to lose the title, and it's going to be this time too. I was, you know, the fact it was an ambulance match at Clash of Champions, I was thinking, okay, well there's a match stipulation which doesn't mean Drew needs to get pinned, so they'll take the title off him then. And I loved their ambulance match. I loved it. I don't normally like ambulance matches. I think they're a slow match stipulation. I think it really slows down the pace of the show. But this one was one of the best ones I've ever seen. It's up there with Shane versus Kane from Survivor Series 2003. That's just off the top of my head, maybe in SummerSlam. No, it was Survivor Series, because Kane wrestled RVD at SummerSlam and that's when Kane falls off the top rope, mind. Anyway, so yeah, one of the best ambulance matches I've ever seen. But they had the kind of novelty of having Big Show, Christian, Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair all coming back, you know. So they obviously won't have that. It's going to be in the Hell in a Cell. And I'd like to think that Drew keeps it again, you know. I think Drew versus Roman at Survivor Series, champion versus champion, is a much bigger match than Orton versus Reigns, especially because they're both heels now. But hey ho, what's going to happen? I guess 3 championship matches, you know, Orton's going to lose 3 times in a row is rare. So I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'd like to see Drew keep the title big time. And then for the SmackDown Women's Championship, it is Bayley versus Sasha Banks. A bit gutted that this is not happening at WrestleMania. It could still happen at WrestleMania, but maybe they've got plans for Ronda Rousey or something like that. They have let this Becky and Sasha storyline, you know, play out, and they've taken their time with it, and it's been great, and it's been really fun to watch. Both performers are really, really good in their respective roles. I just thought, you know, they should keep it going even longer, and the fact that it was like since, I don't know, SummerSlam last year? No, it was November last year, October, November last year, this time last year. So it's been going for a whole year, right? Sasha and Bayley as a team, and they're about to turn on each other and stuff. Sasha kind of hinting that she's the better one. What I would have said was, let's put Sasha Banks in the Royal Rumble. Sasha Banks wins the Royal Rumble and challenges Bayley for the title at WrestleMania. That's what I would have done. It would have been like, oh, Sasha wins the Royal Rumble and proves she didn't need Bayley's help and stuff, and it's going to prove it to everybody and stuff. That's what I would have done. But they're doing it early. And even though it's been a year, it still feels like it's early. So I believe Bayley will retain the title again. She's doing a really good job as a heel champion, and I think the match is going to be really, really good. One of the best WWE matches of the entire year in 2019 was Sasha and Becky Lynch in the Hell in a Cell at last year's show. So the only other match that is on there is Jeff Hardy versus Elias. This is an interesting rivalry, but Jeff Hardy, I was going to say Jeff Hardy's going to win this. Maybe Elias will win because he's just back. Might give Elias a wee boost. And might put Elias over. But other matches that could be on the show, I'm sure Big E will probably have a match. Lars Sullivan, although he's not my favourite, will probably have a match. I can't believe Sami Zayn doesn't have a match. He's doing such good work as the IC champion. Nothing to do with the Hurt Business. Like, why are they not in a match? Like, Lashley's not even defending the US title. There's no Retribution stuff. Matt Riddle and AJ Styles, Sheamus, even the New Day on Raw now, they could have a match. Cesaro and Nakamura don't have a match. The women's tag titles don't have a match. Asuka doesn't have a match. It's just a bit weird, but I'm assuming they're all going to get announced over the next couple of days, and you'll probably have 6 or 7 matches, I'd say, on the show come Sunday. But it's going to be a good show. I think this is the last pay-per-view in the Thunderdome, which might be quite nice to change it up as it's getting a little bit stale, but it's been a joy to watch. I would like to do a couple of episodes out of the Capital Wrestling Centre. I think that looks really cool. But where they go from here is going to be really exciting. I'd like them to find some exotic outdoor locations, you know, to film some pay-per-views and some episodes of Raw. But until then, until next time, here on the Wrestling Connection YouTube channel, please subscribe, because I'll be doing more videos like this. I'll be posting my match star ratings of all the pay-per-views. I'm going to be doing some retro reviews, full episodes of the podcast, our cameos, and all that good stuff are going to be posted right here on the Wrestling Connection Podcast official YouTube channel. Thanks so much. Take care of yourselves, everybody, and I'll see you all next time.